The Renaissance, a period of great awakening in Europe, marked a departure from the medieval world's focus on faith and dogma. It was a time of renewed interest in classical learning, art, and philosophy. This cultural shift emphasized human reason and observation, laying the groundwork for the clash between faith and reason that would characterize much of Western thought. During the Middle Ages, the Church held immense power, shaping intellectual and spiritual life. The Renaissance challenged this dominance. Thinkers and artists began to question long-held beliefs, seeking knowledge beyond religious doctrine. This questioning spirit, fueled by rediscovered classical texts and new scientific discoveries, set the stage for a revolution in thought. The invention of the printing press played a crucial role in this transformation. It allowed for the dissemination of knowledge and ideas on an unprecedented scale. No longer confined to monasteries and universities, philosophical and scientific texts reached a wider audience, sparking debate and challenging traditional ways of thinking. The Renaissance was a time of immense creativity and intellectual ferment. It paved the way for the scientific revolution and the Enlightenment, periods that would further challenge the authority of the Church and emphasize the power of human reason. René Descartes, a 17th century French philosopher and mathematician, is considered the father of modern philosophy. He sought to establish a foundation for knowledge based on reason and doubt. His famous dictum, cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am, reflects his belief in the primacy of the thinking mind. Descartes began his philosophical journey by doubting everything he thought he knew. He questioned the reliability of his senses, the existence of the physical world, and even the truths of mathematics. His goal was to find something he could know with absolute certainty, a foundation upon which he could build a system of knowledge. This quest for certainty led him to the idea of the cogito. Descartes argued that even if he doubted everything else, he could not doubt the fact that he was doubting. This act of doubting, he reasoned, proved the existence of a thinking self. Descartes' emphasis on reason and doubt had a profound impact on Western philosophy. It shifted the focus from external authorities, such as the Church, to the individual's capacity for reason. His work laid the groundwork for the Enlightenment and the rise of modern science. Empiricism, a philosophical movement that emerged in 17th and 18th century Britain, emphasized the role of experience in acquiring knowledge. Philosophers like John Locke, George Berkeley, and David Hume argued that all knowledge originates from sensory experience. John Locke, known for his work Two Treatises of Government and an essay concerning human understanding, rejected the notion of innate ideas. He argued that the mind is a blank slate at birth and that all our ideas are derived from experience. George Berkeley, an Irish philosopher, took empiricism further by questioning the existence of the material world. He argued that we only perceive ideas, not physical objects themselves. His famous phrase, esse est percipi, to be is to be perceived, encapsulates his belief that reality is dependent on perception. David Hume, a Scottish philosopher known for his skepticism, challenged the idea of causality. He argued that we cannot observe cause and effect, only a constant conjunction of events. Hume's skepticism extended to religious beliefs, questioning the rationality of miracles and the existence of God. The empiricists' emphasis on experience and observation had a significant impact on the development of modern science. Their ideas challenged traditional views on knowledge and paved the way for the scientific method, which emphasizes empirical evidence. The Enlightenment, an 18th century intellectual and cultural movement, championed reason, individual liberty, and progress. It celebrated the power of human reason to understand the world and improve society. Figures like Voltaire, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and Immanuel Kant played pivotal roles in shaping Enlightenment thought. Voltaire, a French writer and philosopher, was a fierce critic of religious intolerance and superstition. He advocated freedom of speech, thought, and religion, believing that reason, not dogma, should guide human affairs. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, a Swiss philosopher, explored the concepts of social contract and popular sovereignty. He believed that humans are naturally good but corrupted by society. His ideas influenced the French Revolution and the development of democratic thought. Immanuel Kant, a German philosopher, attempted to reconcile reason and experience. He argued that while all our knowledge begins with experience, it is not limited to it. Kant believed in the existence of universal moral principles that could be discovered through reason. The Enlightenment marked a turning point in the relationship between faith and reason. It emphasized the importance of critical thinking, individual autonomy, and the pursuit of knowledge. The legacy of the Enlightenment continues to shape our understanding of human rights, democracy, and the role of reason in public life. Section 5. Existentialism, Faith and the Absurd. Existentialism, a 20th century philosophical movement, grappled with the themes of existence, freedom, and the search for meaning in a seemingly absurd world. Philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus explored the human condition in a world without God or inherent purpose. Sartre, a French philosopher and playwright, emphasized the absolute freedom and responsibility of human beings. He argued that existence precedes essence, meaning that we are born into a world without predetermined meaning or purpose. We create our own values and meaning through our choices and actions. Camus, a French philosopher and writer, explored the themes of absurdity and revolt. He believed that the universe is indifferent to human suffering and that our search for meaning in a meaningless world is ultimately futile. However, he advocated for rebellion against the absurd, finding meaning in our struggles and our solidarity with fellow humans. Existentialism posed profound questions about the relationship between faith and reason. In a world stripped of religious certainty, how do we find meaning and purpose? Existentialists challenged traditional notions of faith, encouraging individuals to confront the anxiety of freedom and create their own values. Section 6. A materialist critique, Marx and Engels. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, 19th century German philosophers and economists, offered a materialist critique of religion. They argued that religion is a product of social and economic conditions, serving to maintain the status quo and oppress the working class. Marx famously called religion the opium of the people. He believed that religion provided a false sense of comfort and hope to those suffering under capitalist exploitation. It distracted them from the real source of their misery and prevented them from challenging the unjust social order. Engels, in his work The Origin of the Family, Private Property and the State, argued that religion emerged alongside private property and the state as a means of social control. He saw religion as a tool used by the ruling class to justify their power and privilege. Marx and Engels' critique of religion had a significant impact on socialist and communist thought. Their ideas inspired revolutionary movements around the world, challenging traditional religious institutions and promoting secular ideologies. Section 7. The enduring tension, a delicate balance. The clash between faith and reason is not a battle to be won or lost. It is an ongoing dialogue, a dynamic tension that has shaped Western thought for centuries. Both faith and reason offer valuable perspectives on the human condition, and finding a balance between the two remains an important challenge. Faith, at its best, inspires hope, compassion, and a sense of purpose. It can provide solace in times of suffering and motivate individuals to work for a better world. Reason, on the other hand, encourages critical thinking, questioning assumptions, and seeking evidence-based understanding. It allows us to make sense of the world around us and strive for progress. The challenge is to embrace both faith and reason without falling into the traps of dogma or blind skepticism. We must be willing to question our beliefs, both religious and secular, while remaining open to the possibility of truths that lie beyond our immediate understanding. Section 8. Finding meaning in the modern world. In a world increasingly shaped by science, technology, and secular ideologies, the search for meaning and purpose remains a fundamental human need. While traditional religious beliefs may provide answers for some, others find meaning in human relationships, art, nature, or the pursuit of knowledge and social justice. The key is to find what resonates with our own individual experiences and values. There is no single right answer, and the search for meaning is often a lifelong journey. The important thing is to engage in the search honestly and thoughtfully. We should be open to exploring different perspectives, including those that challenge our own assumptions. By embracing the complexity of the human experience, we can find meaning and purpose even in a world that often seems random and chaotic. Section 9. The future of the conversation. The conversation between faith and reason is far from over. As we grapple with new challenges in the 21st century, from climate change to artificial intelligence, we need both faith and reason to guide our actions and shape a better future. We need faith to inspire hope and motivate us to work for a more just and sustainable world. And we need reason to develop solutions based on evidence, critical thinking, and a shared understanding of our common humanity. The future depends on our ability to bridge the divide between faith and reason, to find common ground and work together to address the pressing issues of our time. By embracing the best of both perspectives, we can create a future that is both meaningful and sustainable.